Hello, everyone. I'm so glad everyone's here today. I'm glad that you are with me. This is AI Streams for Beginners, and we are going to have a wonderful time in the next. Ooh, all better. Accidentally had a YouTube page open. My apologies. Okay, so we're at AI Streams for Beginners. It's going to have a really, really fun time this next 8 weeks, and we're going to get right into what we're doing. So we have a bit of things to go over, and I have a few disclaimers. We're just going to start with overview of what we're going to be doing today and what you're going to be doing this next hour. So the course is 8 weeks, an hour long each week. This class will be an hour. Next week will be an hour. The week after that will be an hour, and you're going to learn everything that you need to learn to get all these items done, all these deliverables done. If you want to ask a question, put it in the chat. I can see the chat in real time on YouTube. I can see the chat in school as well. So if you're in school, go ahead and add us there and ask anything that you want to ask. If you need me to go back over something, if you want me to explain something in more depth, go ahead and put it in the chat and I'll be able to do that. But just an overview, we're going to go over who I am. I'll introduce myself right after this. We're also going to go over what this class is about, what it's going to help you do, what it can't help you do, but what it can help you do. We're going to go into today's lesson, which was going to be creating our USP and our niche, and also getting a good idea of what business we're going to be doing, what new offer we're going to be having, what new thing we're going to be putting out. Then we're going to be going over your homework. Yes, you will have homework. Every week you have assignments to do. They're going to move you forward because it's not just about watching me do it, about learning about it. It's about taking action, actually getting it done. So every week I'll give you a step to do, maybe 2 steps to do. That's going to move you forward using AI to develop out new systems, new programs, new offerings, new income streams. And so to get to that homework, you're going to log into the course, whether or not you are on the course online, on the website, or you are in school. We're going to log into the course and do that. And then we're going to get you ready for week 2. Just really quickly, if you are new and this is your first time, or you're not really sure where to log on to do your homework or where to log on to get the information that goes with this course, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quickly so you can watch and see exactly where to log in, how to enter the course, and also so you can look at how to do the course through school if you're entering through school. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Let me make sure you can see it. There we go. We can see it. Okay, so this is the AI Income Streams course online. It's the same course. You can see the video and everything here, but all your information, the things you need to read, the handouts and things will be inside. So you're going to go ahead and go to enroll free now. And then you're going to click on enroll now. It'll ask you questions. I should already kind of be enrolled. I guess I'm not enrolled. We're going to go ahead and put, I'm going to put in some basic information. And then you're going to see how to log into the course. There we go. We'll just put that in, enroll. We're not going to save that because I made it up really quickly. And now you see it says I have course enrollment success. And I can now go into it. So it's going to say getting started. And right now, the only thing open is week 1 because that's the week we're in. So we're going to click on week 1. Then you're going to see this class actually. Hopefully it doesn't play because I don't want to echo. But you can press play and this will be playing live on YouTube right now. You can also click watch live class if you want to watch it outside of the platform. You'll also learn about what you're going to learn, and then your homework assignment will be here. We'll learn about the homework assignment later, but I want you to see how to get to it after we have this hour class. And then also, if you go to our school online platform, because not everybody's really versed on doing things in the online platform in the on the website. We also have a much more casual version in our school community. And so you can just, and when you open it up, it'll go straight here to community. And this is where we have posts and things like that. But you see it says live AI income streams, so you can click on that and go straight to the class and watch it. You can also go to classrooms and watch it later. It'll be this one. The video's right there. And then you can also go to your homework each week the same by clicking on homework, and then your homework will be there. So everything that you learned today, the handouts, information for it will be either on the school app, which is free, or on the website platform. So just wanted to let you know that to begin, so you already know where to find things. And we're going to get started. I'm going to start by giving a brief overview of who I am, what I do, how I got this background, and how I started to do what we're doing now. What I'm currently teaching you is a process for positioning yourself as an authority and also creating multiple, what I like to call funnel entrances. So you can build out a system of funnels so you can have an automated way to bring in new clients and customers for your business, and also have some different income streams in your business to bring in more revenue for yourself so you can, be able to live how you like to live. When I first started doing this, I learned this system in 2016, and I implemented it in 2017, got really good at it, and then I started to continue to implement it for other clients with my branding marketing agency, my business branding marketing. And then after that, I took a break, took a hiatus, had lots of content teaching the same format, but over time with AI coming in, needs to be updated because, as you know, AI has changed the way we've done things completely. So this is a tried and true system that I've now applied to AI to be able to do it faster, quicker, more easily, and in a way that you can do it yourself. You don't necessarily need to hire a consultant. You don't necessarily need to hire a branding person or a marketing person the same as you did years ago. You can get a lot of this stuff done bare bones on your own. And then as you have more income to be able to upgrade, you can then hire people if you want to upgrade, or you can just get better at doing this. So that's my background. And this course, what it's going to do, like I said, is help you with your systems. At the end of this course, you will have a new service offering. You will have your own web application that can be used for income. You will have your own book. You'll have your own course. You will have your own signature talk and workshop. And you'll also have a system, a funnel system to bring in clients to be able to do that service offering that you put together. Today's lesson, what we're going to be doing is learning how to use AI to put together something to find out a good place to start a new business. And if you already have a business, a new service offering that you can provide in your business. We're also going to learn how to create effective prompts to be able to have your AI walk you through these steps and get this done. We're also going to learn how to turn what you do today into a mega prompt. And that mega prompt we're going to use to make an ongoing business coach that's going to help you through this entire course to get all these deliverables done. It's going to know everything about you, your business, what you like, what you don't like. I'm going to teach you how to personalize your AI so that it knows what to say, how to talk. It won't sound robotic. It'll sound like you. It won't have random M and N dashes all willy-nilly, and it's going to come off a lot more human. And also, it's going to remember things. So you'll continue to have a relationship with it in your business. It'll know from the very beginning when you start all the way till we finish this course, and so on and so forth. I'm also going to teach you how to train it to give you actionable steps to do every day and every week to keep you going to your goals, how to get it to help you to create a business plan, a sales plan, a marketing plan, sales offerings, all those things. We're going to be starting with that today, and then we'll go into our homework. So the full-scale system development, what does that look like? What is it? It is a 4-step process. That's the whole thing we're going to be doing in this course. The first thing we're going to be doing is creating our custom offering. What is a custom offering? A custom offering is something that you do, that you help someone do better than anyone else, that you have a specific way of doing things, a process that you've created that gets someone to an end goal. Whether that be a service or whether that be a product. For instance, if it was a service, let's say you are a painter. I like to use painter because most people can understand that concept. Let's say you're a painter. Painters are a dime a dozen. You need somebody to paint your wall, you have someone paint your wall. Well, what would be a specific service offering that would make you do something better than all the other painters? What if you already kind of understood color theory and how things can make you feel depending on what's painted? Also, how to do things based on whether someone has children or not, whether or not they need to be able to wipe down walls easily, whether or not they're renting, different solutions with different types of paint. You might put together a process that designs what they're going to be painting on their wall with what polish, what paint, what things, make it more concierge, pick up the paint for them, different things you can put inside as a system, as a process that's custom to you and your business that makes people say, I want to go to Jimmy's paint shop versus Bob down the street. If it was a product, you could say, for instance, if you heard of Lumi deodorant. Lumi deodorant it's a deodorant like most deodorants. Everybody has deodorant, but Lumi's special offering is that they are full body. You can put it everywhere on your body. It's not going to cause any rashes and give you any issues, anything like that. It doesn't have a weird feeling. It's not really oily, and you can be able to use it. Well, that's unique. Well, not anymore, but was unique to Lumi when they put it out. Beforehand, you have deodorant for specific places. You can have underarm deodorant. You can have thigh deodorant. You have deodorant for different positions. Lumi had their specific offering. So we're going to, one, develop a custom offer, a custom thing that you're going to do better than anybody else. And then secondly, we're going to create those funnel entrances. We're going to create that web application. We're going to be creating your course. We're going to be creating your book. You're going to be creating a podcast. You're going to be creating a signature talk. Now, all these things that we're creating are going to be ways that people can enter, learn about you, learn about your experience, learn about what it is that you provide, what you can do, have an example of you doing it, whether it be them reading the book, whether it be them listening to your podcast episode, or whether they saw you at a talk. We're going to have all these things already put together and polished with things that you need to pitch these services, to pitch these items out as well and get those processes going. We're also going to learn to put together a marketing funnel in module 2. So the first 4 weeks will be putting together those items. And then the second module, the second 4 weeks, will be creating that funnel, starting with a contact form or starting with a pitch email, then moving on to setting up appointments, how to make proposals, how to send a proposal out, how to respond to the proposal, pricing, consultations, things like that. We'll learn that in module 2. And then lastly, we're going to be learning how to actually service your clients and your customers. Once you get them and they've paid you, what it looks like to put systems in order to make sure that you're servicing your clients well, keeping up with them on the day-to-day, keeping up with what you need them to have, whether it be, even if it's product-based, keeping up with your email list, with your customers, making sure they have what they need, putting out new things, finding out what they want to see. So we're going to be doing all these things in this 4-week course, and that's going to put together a full-scale system. So that way you can use it for your business ongoing. If anybody has any questions so far, want to have me go into detail about anything, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and I'll be able to further explain any of those things we just talked about. Okay, so let's get started. If there are no questions, nothing that needs to be done, let's get started. We're in the chat. I'm ready to get started. We're going to start by learning how to even start using AI. Now, I have some disclaimers. One, this is not going to teach you everything you need to know about AI, everything you need to know about ChatGPT or anything like that. It's going to teach you how to use multiple tools, not just ChatGPT, even though today it will be ChatGPT. It will teach you how to use certain features and the tools to accomplish certain things. So if you need help on what is AI to begin with, I've never, touched AI, I have a resource for you, and I also have a partner that I can send you to that can help you with that. But we're going to start today with the assumption that you've at least done an inquiry. You've at least asked ChatGPT a question before, or some kind of Gemini, some kind of large language model question before. So we're going to go on a basic overview and introduction to AI. What AI is, what AI is not, what it can do, what it can't do. So we can keep these things in our mind when we start. So that way we're not getting frustrated with AI not doing what we want it to do. We're not getting the outcomes that we're looking for. First thing I want to go over is AI is a machine that has learned from a bunch of data, from text. It's not a human. It doesn't have a brain. It can't actually think. It learns more, I'd say, kind of like pattern recognition. Of a bunch of information it got, it kind of sees these things go with these things. This is acceptable. This is not acceptable. And it learns like that. So when we're giving it information, I want you to understand that we have to give it information in a way that it can understand what pattern it needs to recognize and put together. There we go. Now, there's some things that are going to be limited for this, for any of the large language models that you're using. For instance, ChatGPT, the latest that it put out is in, I think the last update is 2023 for information. So it doesn't know everything about everything. It doesn't really know current events. It doesn't really know much about you specifically. So when we're learning about how to do our prompts and how to work with our AI, and the specific one we're going to be using as our business model, our business coach, we're going to have to feed it information. We're going to be giving it past lectures that you might have. We're going to be giving it different assignments that you might have had. You're going to be talking to it for a while, and it's going to learn more about you. You can upload any content you have for your business. You can upload your documents, your contracts, and it can learn from that as well, but it has to learn. And so understanding that it doesn't know everything, it's not magic, It doesn't even have access to the internet, believe it or not. It can search the web, but it really doesn't have access to internet fully, so we have to teach it things. Also, it generates responses based on how you ask it to generate responses. Straight out the box, it's going to come off very robotic. It's not going to be very human-like, and it's probably going to be very obvious you've used AI. If you've noticed people before that you used AI and you're like, you could tell off bat you didn't write that, it doesn't even sound like you, that's what we're going to be fixing today. We're going to be learning how to fix that because it takes practice, it takes time, and it takes instruction for the AI to learn. Also, you probably used it in chatbot before, but there's so much more that you can do with the large learning models. It can do math, it can make charts, it can print out PowerPoints, it can print out PDFs, it can make flyers, it can make all kinds of things with the right instructions. It also can do entire processes and systems. You'll learn a little bit about what I've done with my system and helping people to be able to identify USPs and niches and target markets and things like that. I've trained AI to specifically walk through the same process I would do with my clients. I've trained it to do that with the person in the chat so that it can then print out at the end a report that they can then bring to me and I can help them from there. There's all kinds of things. I'm sure there's something that you do specifically you can train AI to do for you that you can do for a client, you can charge for, you can put behind a paywall and have people to be able to use it for things. I'm specifically going to making one right now that helps you write a book, and not the little 10-page book that you can do with some of the other apps. I mean, write a full, complete book with your thought processes, your mindsets, your experiences by asking you questions and pulling information from you, getting to know you and personalizing it. It can do a lot. So we went over limitations on what it can do, how things move with it. We're now going to go into learning how to make effective prompts. So before we even get started in using the AI, I want you to understand how to make a very good prompt that's not going to be very plain and going to leave you with an answer you don't like. Because one, if you have ChatGPT or any other AI model, you know that it takes credits. You don't want to be wasting a bunch of credits with prompts that aren't working. You don't want to be spending an hour on the same prompt trying to get out some kind of information that you're not getting because you're not asking things correctly. So we're going to go over how to make a good prompt. What is a prompt again? A prompt is the instruction that you give AI. It's or a question that you give AI. A good prompt is clear, specific, and detailed. I'm going to go in a little bit of example of that. So example would be, a week would be write about business. Write something about business. Okay, that's kind of vague. You're going to probably get something very vague, very AI, very robotic about business. Better would be write a 3-paragraph introduction about why small businesses benefit from AI tools. Okay, you might get a little bit better than you would with the first one, but we're going to go into something I like to call the depth method. Now, the depth method has multiple different parts to it to help you round out your prompt and get it really good. Don't worry, I'm going to go through a prompt that I've already created, and you already have this prompt that you're going to be able to use in your toolkit, in your website when you open up to get to your course. It's there, and it's also going to be, if you message me in the school app, I will give you that prompt. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define multiple perspectives. We're not going to just say, write something. We're going to give it a specific person to be. So specifically, we're going to say, instead of saying write a marketing email, we're going to say you are 3 experts: a behavioral psychologist, a direct response copywriter, and a data analyst. You can go even more in detail if you have specific people who are famous who AI might know. For instance, Tony Robbins, you might say you are, Tony Robbins, and you can give multiple different people that you want to be. You're Dale Carnegie. It would know those people. They have books. It has access to have read the information, know how they speak, how they talk, things like that, what they would do. You can say there are those people. You want to get multiple perspectives so that you have a well-rounded answer. And you also want to make sure that it's acting in a specific role. You can even give this role a name, and we'll learn more about that in just a second. Another thing you're going to do is you're going to establish success metrics. Let it know what you want it to do. So if I'm going to say, hey, write me an email, do I want to just write me an email, or do I want it to be an effective email? So instead of saying make it a good email, I'm going to say optimize for a 40% open rate. Now, mind you, I'm not going to say optimize for 100% open rate because that's not really going to be something that's plausible. You want to give it something that it can actually do. So, and I'm also going to say include 3 psychological triggers. It will know how to do those things. Now, mind you, you might not know what these things are or how to do it, but you can say what are some success metrics? And it can ask, it can tell you those things. You can add it in. So don't worry, we're gonna work on how to create an effective prompt. The next thing we're gonna do is this one. Provide context layers. So let it know what context we're talking in. Instead of saying for my business, if it doesn't know about your business at the moment, it's not going to be able to help you in your business. If you're going to say, write me an email, it's going to let it know, I have a business-to-business service, it's a sales and service, $200 a month project, targeting overworked founders, and my previous email got 20% open. You can also share your last email. And so it knows what didn't work well, what you were doing wrong. But you want to give it some context. So for instance, if I were to ask it for my business to say, I want to write an email to to tell people that class is starting. I can't just say I want to write email to people that class is starting and say I have a class that's teaching people how to use AI for income streams. Our class starts at 7 p.m. today, and I want people to be excited about coming, and I want them to know how to attend the class and how to use it. That it needs to kind of know what it is that you want to do. Also, I can say that my students are in this class for free, and we're offering this program as a way to be able to share information, because I believe information should be free. So now it has an understanding that I have a philanthropic heart, that this course is free, and that we want people to share it, and they want to get the word out, and it can kind of have a context in which to write the email around to also know what my end goal is. With T, we're going to have a task breakdown. So instead of just saying, create an email campaign, okay, what do you want in the email campaign? A lot of times you want to put into systems what it is that you do. The same way I was able to teach AI how to walk a client through creating their own USP and their niche in their target market and target audience and things like that, was be able to tell it each step to do, what question to ask. You only have to do it once. Once it learns, it already know. You can say, oh, that's how I want to do campaign. So instead of just saying create a campaign, we're going to say step 1, identify pain points. Step 2, create a hook. Step 3, build value. Step 4, soft call to action. If you don't know what a campaign is, you can ask AI, what are some good campaign strategies? What are some good steps? So that way, when you ask it to make a campaign, you're specifically telling it. Because if you just say campaign, even though you've asked it previously what a good email campaign strategy is, campaign is very vague. So it needs a little bit of help. And then last for our depth, we're going to do a human feedback loop. So we want it to, instead of just accepting whatever output it puts out first, let it know, at the end of this, I want you to rate your response. I want you to go back and look at it and rate it 1 through 10. And if it's anything below 8, try again. Now, you'll see over time that sometimes AI just gives you something and you're like, hey, could we have done better? And it's like, yeah, I could have done better. So this is going to tie that in to make sure that it goes ahead and it continues on with doing what it said it was going to do to begin with, making it the best it could possibly be by adding that feedback loop in there and letting it check its work. The same way when you were in school, teacher said, check your work. And you're like, I don't need to check it. I got the answer right. But then sometimes when you checked your work, you realize you accidentally, pressed the wrong button or filled in the wrong circle. That's what we're going to do there. So that is the depth method. And I'm going to show our code word for today. Our code word is toad. If you're taking this online or if you're in our school class, if you want the freebies, you're going to have to put in toad. So for the course, you have put in toad for your quiz. And for school, you're just going to send me a message that says toad. I know that you watched this. You'll get your freebie by adding the code word toad. That's how I know you've been watching the class. Okay, so we're going to go and look at the prompt that we wrote for the business coach and what that looks like in real time. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen? If you can see my screen, put it in the chat. This is ChatGPT. I've opened it to my chat where I've made a prompt for Rebecca. I've created a custom GPT. A GPT is kind of like the chat bot, specific one that turns into a business coach. So if I'm gonna click on this, you can see it really quickly. When I click on Rebecca, it'll automatically I can ask her, she's going to act as a business coach. She already has been trained to do the things that I personally do. She thinks like I think. I've trained her with all my lessons, with all my planning. She has a lot of thought process behind her. And she can easily knock out that very easily. And she's also trained to then make a report that you can then give me, I can help you with. and also give you 3 actionable steps. They also make a mega prompt for you to put in your own chat to have your own personalized business coach. So she makes that prompt for you. We're going to this. You need ChatGPT Plus, like the Plus version, in order to use Rebecca. But she is in your toolkit, so you can click the link and it will take you right to Rebecca. You can use her. If you don't have Plus, we're going to look at the prompt that I created. Here we go. It's a bit long, but we're going to go over it. Now, I want you to see the different aspects and structure points from the depth method we just learned that I put into this prompt. And I want you to understand the thought process behind it and see how I taught it and trained it and implemented exactly what I wanted it to do into the prompt. And then we're going to walk through a bit of what that looks like in real time and how you're going to use it to find your USP and your niche. Okay, so it says, you are Rebecca, a world-class business coach synthesized from the wisdom and approaches of Russell Brunson, James Clear, Donald Miller, Dan Coe, Alex Hormozi, Cal Newport, Dan Kennedy, Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill, Richard Brander, Patrick Bet-David, Red Dalio, and Tony Robbins. If you notice, I gave it a lot of perspectives to learn from. I was like, you're going to learn from all the best people, please. All those people in there, great. They're business coaches, they're business professionals, people who wrote business books, thought process books, mentorship books. You guide clients through a structured discovery process using the Socratic method, asking one open-ended question at a time. Mind you, I have to tell it, ask one question at a time, because I don't want it to just give my client a list of questions and have them to respond back. If it do that, it's harder for it to be more conversational. My client has to go back up, scroll, see what the question was, respond to it, go back up, scroll, see what the question was, respond to it. That's not going to work very well. They're not going to like it very much, and they're probably not going to do it. So I told it to ask one open-ended question at a time. Listening deeply, adapting your next question based on their response, and clarifying frameworks if needed. Your role is to facilitate transformation, clarity, and strategy while keeping the client engaged and focused. At the very beginning of the conversation, ask the client for their name. Use their name throughout the session to personalize the coaching experience. Also, inform them that once the session is complete, you'll prepare a personalized report, give it to them to share with their coach, and provide them with a link to book a free 30-minute review call. Then I put the link for them to book. Make it clear that both the report and the meeting are free. So I gave it very clear instructions of what to do. Then I gave it the 10-step question discovery I wanted to do. I wrote all the steps here in order. I even gave it some extra things to do. What delivery method I wanted, how to make a positioning statement, what format I wanted for the statement. I did that by giving it examples and then putting in brackets, for instance, here, positioning statement. Guide them to fill in a template. I help blank target market achieve blank desired result by blank method, so they can blank transform the outcome, transformation outcome. So now it knows exactly what process to walk through to get the positioning statement versus me just saying, help them create a positioning statement. It needs instructions. Then I put back at the end instructions for after they finished all 10 of those things. And then I also put at the end to create a mega prompt. Additionally, at the very end, generate a mega prompt based on these answers. Mega prompt is a code word that it knows. It would know that you mean a prompt that basically kind of like this. You can put it in a new chat, paste it, and automatically it's going to be able to do what you need it to do. And then also adding in the same people, the perspectives, the coaching style they want to use. I've trained it on the coaching style that I personally have. It's taken different aspects of me and what I've done with it, and I've talked to it, and the information it's gotten from me, and put together what my style looks like on paper. So all these things are how I speak, how I act, how I answer, how I move things. I've budgeted it in there. And then at the end, throughout the conversation, it adds all the same main things. And then the coaching tone that it wants to have, different things you want to add in for it to give you things to do in the future, add all that in there. So once you paste this in, so you would get this prompt, which I said is a freebie, you'll be able to get it. You just paste this in, you copy this whole thing, paste it in, and then bam, she says, hi there, I'm Rebecca, your business coach for this session. Before we begin, can you please tell me your name? Just like I told her to ask. Then she says, just so you know up front, we'll finish this discovery session. I'll create a personalized business niche strategy report for you. It's completely free, and you also get a link to book a free 30-minute review call with me to go over it together. You click this button, and then it says, let's start phase 1, your 3-year vision. If we fast forward 3 years from today, what would success in your business look like in both terms of revenue and impact, even if you don't know what it is? So that is that was Rebecca. That's the first prompt that we're going to put in. When we start, we're going to start with a brand new chat. And you're either going to use Rebecca, the GPT, if you have ChatGPT Plus, or you're going to paste in that prompt. Rebecca is going to help you find your unique selling proposition, your niche, your target market, all the things that you need to have a perfectly good report to come back next week. Because right now, everybody's in different places, and we don't all know who our target market is. We haven't all identified a USP. We have not all identified a service offering or a new business idea. And so I want to make sure that once we start next week, we're all starting on the same page. Everybody, I want you to go get that review, get it done, get the report done, and we're going to walk through what that looks like. Just going back over again, what a unique selling proposition is, it is what makes your business, your thing better. It makes people want to come to you. What makes you stand out in the market? So for instance, the formula would be, I help blank audience achieve blank result through blank desired method. For instance, I help medium-sized business owners achieve finding additional revenue streams through, I now do it through AI, but through discovery processes and system designs. And you can implement that with you. Now, every time you want to do this, you don't have to do it on your own. You can use AI to do it. So that's what we'll be doing in a second, going through. And then the next thing we're going to go over also is identifying your niche. You know, what is your niche? Your niche is your specific target market, your area, your cup of tea, your little bread and butter. So for instance, we're going back to the painter. We're talking about how the painter says he wants to specifically help moms, new moms with growing children to paint nurseries. They're going to pick the right colors for the right feelings, the right materials, the right sheen, whether it be wiped off, things like that. That's your niche. Instead of saying I paint everybody's anything, you can say I specifically paint nurseries. I make sure that the paint is, safe for children, doesn't chip off. I even paint whimsical things. I paint in a hurry. I paint to where the fumes don't hurt. Whatever it is you come up with, specific niche. Let's say you're an ice cream parlor. Instead of just being any ice cream parlor, we have one that's opening up in Pensacola. The ice cream parlor is, I have a comment, 1 second. Oh, hey, Krishanda. The ice cream parlor is a alcohol-based ice cream parlor. And so it is a tipsy ice cream parlor. That's their niche. People who want alcoholic ice cream instead of just ice cream in general. So we're going to be defining our niche with Rebecca as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see how we did that. It is loading. Here we go. Now, I started with Rebecca, and I pretended to be somebody who didn't know what I was doing at all. This is what you're going to do for your homework, and we're going to also walk through how she identifies it and what each thing looks like. So it started with, what does your 3-year vision look like? She said, but great place. Before we dive in, let me share something important. Once we finish the session, the thing I just said, imagine it's 3 years from now, your business is thriving. How much revenue are you generating each year? What kind of impact are you making on clients or community? Take a moment and describe the vision that excites you most. It's kind of the same question I asked previously. It might change the question depending, because it's pretending that it can think. And I started with, I don't have a business yet. If you do have a business, you can say my business is XYZ, and you can answer the question. It doesn't matter how you start it. It's going to still answer questions, and you're going to get to that end report. It's going to walk you through it, so don't worry about it. But I started with, I don't have a business yet. It said, that's totally okay. Starting from zero is often the best place to design a business that actually excites you rather than one you fall into. Let's shift the lens a little. If 3 years from now you did have a business you're proud of, what would success look like for you? Would it be about income, lifestyle freedom, helping a certain type of person, creating something you're passionate about? There's no wrong answer. This is about what you love, what you would love your life and work to look like. What comes to mind first? I said income and helping people. You can answer whatever you want. It will adapt to you. It says perfect. That's a powerful starting point. Let's make this more concrete. On the income side, if 3 years from now you had built a business that gave you both security and freedom, what annual income number would feel exciting and realistic to aim for? On helping people's side, who do you imagine helping? Who do you imagine yourself making the biggest difference for? Is it individuals, businesses, or specific type of community? Or maybe people going through a challenge you've experienced yourself? Which one feels easier to answer, the number or the people? I put $350,000 annual income because I can. And I would like to help people going through a challenge I've experienced myself. So just a basic answer. I still didn't really give it anything to work with. That's a clear and strong vision. It likes the number I gave. It goes on about that combination of financial freedom and meaningful contribution is powerful. Ask me some more questions. What specific challenge have you experienced that you feel called to help others with? I said, I'm not sure. I'm not really giving anything to work with. I wanted to pull out some things. Absolutely. Thank you for being honest about not being sure. Quick reminder saying, I don't know is always a valid answer in our process. We'll work it out together step by step. Then it gave me some options: health and wellness, career and business, relationships, life transitions, financial, personal growth. I chose financial. I said, financial sounds good. I've been able to find lots of things that pay, that don't require you to get hired somewhere, that help you earn money to start investing in yourself. I specifically rambled. I want you to know that you can talk to this. You don't have to write it out. You can click on dictate here, and then you can just start talking. And everything that I say, it's going to put it in the text. Remember what I said, and it will be able to think about it. So if I don't know an answer, I can just sit here and talk and say, I'm not sure. I think I want to help people make money in some kind of way, but I'm not really sure how. And I've been good at being able to find money on my own since I was little. And I press check, and then it's going to turn that into text. So you don't have to write it out. And it doesn't have to sound specific to anything like that. You're just talking. And then you see how it said everything I put, and then you just start talking. Everything I said, it's going to put it in text. It's all right there. So you don't have to write it out. I actually prefer sometimes to talk it out. And I tell my clients, use the dictate button as well. It'll help you to be able to make it more conversational. You can also use voice as well, but it to me, I can't really follow it as much because it doesn't really give you the same visual aspect. But if you wanted to, you can use voice as well, and you can talk you through these things. So it says, let us explore the shape of this. When you picture helping others, who do you imagine helping and needing it most? So it goes on and keeps going on and on until we get to the end result. And it's not even a lot. And don't worry, because I will share this entire chat with you all in the freebie. So if you want to look through how it went and kind of see how I answered questions and use it for yourself, you can. At the end of this, it gave me, there we go, my client business niche and strategy report. It made it online, but also I can download it, and it gives me an option to download this as a PDF, a Word document, or a Markdown document. If I want to edit it, I can make it a Word document. If I want to use the PDF, I can do the PDF document. So I'm going to just click on PDF, and bam. I'm going to name it, there we go, there we go. I can save it, now I have it as a PDF. It also made me my mega prompt as well. Let me get to my mega prompt. Here he is. It's right here. So this mega prompt, this whole thing right here, I would copy. It has all the instructions based on exactly what I said my business was. It's going to copy it, and I can now go to new chat, paste it in, and bam. I now have a personal business coach specifically for, that's not what I want. I typed this in wrong. What did I do? Oh, it's hilarious. Okay. I copied and pasted the wrong copy. New chat. I copied a line in here that's making it think that I wanted to make a prompt. I don't know where that line is. I'm going to just tell it, use this as your own prompt and begin helping me. There we go. And that's something. Sometimes ChatGPT it plays with you. You got to just give it more instructions. I don't know what line in there, because I didn't look at that prompt as much. But I don't know what line in there told it to use it as a prompt. But I just switched it around. I am gonna go ahead and upload this PDF so you can see it. Let me see if I can share the PDF. Of what the prompt looks like, what the strategy report looks like. There we go. This is what we just did. Now this strategy report, I guess, let me see. Can you guys see the whole thing? Oh, I guess I got to go to the next one. All right, cool. It goes through all the steps we just went through, giving me understanding of what I can do. And what we came up with was me creating a business to help people learn how to create, get their first secret shopper gig. So it has my 3-year vision, my revenue goal, my impact goal to help people discover new income opportunities, empower them quickly to earn extra income through secret shopping. It has my main service and product, the Secret Shopper Quick Start Toolkit, a step-by-step course and guide combining written materials, video walkthroughs, and resource lists. It has a promised outcome. By the end of its course, you'll be able to book your first secret shopping gig and start earning extra income. Styles, a practical toolkit. We have growth drivers, focus on launching and refining the Secret Shopper Quick Start Toolkit. As our first offer, then future expansion, including ongoing resource hubs, community platforms, and other contract work opportunities. We have the transformation outcome. Before, uncertain how to earn extra money without a traditional job. After, landed their first secret shopping gig and earned extra income with confidence. We identified my target market, people who are looking for new income opportunities and want simple ways to access and earn money. We created a core problem to be solved, removes confusion and overwhelming of figuring out where to start with contract work, provides clear tested roadmap for earning extra money quickly. We made a delivery method, written guide, video course, templates, resources. We got an approach, direct, practical, and actionable approach. We got a niche definition, secret shopping, approachable, easy to understand, entry point for anyone seeking extra income. And we got positioning statement. I help people who are looking for new income opportunities discover and land contract work anyone can do so they can start earning extra income with confidence. Go to the next page. There we go. And we even got a client acquisition strategy, and we even got next steps. So my 1-week action plan was outline course content, list the modules, steps, and resources, write the website copy, use your new headline, and add 2 to 3 short paragraphs. And then also decide delivery format, finalize whether the first version is PDF, short video, series, or a mix. And all those things we can use AI to do as well, which we'll be learning more about as well. So that is the report that it gave just me using that prompt and printing out everything for me at the end of it. We having a conversation and it printed it out. We came up with some really cool ideas. So what I want you to do for our homework is I want you to use Rebecca. I want you to go into the prompt, get the prompt, highlight the whole thing, paste it in, and walk through that system, that organization to get that report at the end. We're going to use this report next week to identify a web application that we can use. Now, what is web applications? We're getting ready to do that for week 2. A web application is something that you can use to handle some kind of task, to accomplish something, to help you to put something together. I personally would love if somebody made a web application that can accept payments from your clients or your customers and then automatically put money to the side for taxes in an account and then pay your taxes for you. So that way I don't even see that money. It just comes and just puts it over there for taxes. I would love that. Other applications can be all kinds of things. The application Rebecca is a GPT, but I actually made her web application as well, working on making her a little bit cuter. But I'll show you that. So this is something that I use for my clients. And it's Rebecca in a web application. So you don't have to have ChatGPT. You can go specifically to my website, the link that I give my clients, and you can walk the same thing here. So help me flesh out my business idea. and she's programmed to do the same thing that we previously did, the same as in ChatGPT, but it's a web application. This one is way better on your phone. I made it to be better on your phone than anything else. But that's what we're going to do with that. Oh, and there she goes. Now she's talking. Great, let's build this together. What's your name? Once we complete this session, I'll create a free personalized report you can share with your coach and give you a link to book a free 30-minute review call here. Mindconsulting/book. Both the report and the meeting are free. Phase 1 to 3 year vision. In 3 years, what does success look like for your business in terms of revenue impact? Feel free to share rough ranges or guesses. I don't know is okay, and we'll work it out together. So I can hand this to my clients. So previously, I had people that sometimes didn't know what they wanted. They want to work with me, and they're not in a position to start. They don't exactly know what they want to do or who they want to serve or how they want to help. They just have a vague idea. And so what we would do with that, instead of saying, hey, come work with me and spend, because I charge a pretty penny, I'll sit down with you one-on-one and do it with you. But let's say you're not in a position that you want to pay for that. You want to start, at the point where you already have these things identified and fleshed out, and you want to jump to the process where we're actually creating different systems, creating websites and branding and things like that. I can say, okay, use this web application. It's going to walk you through the entire process, give you a report at the end that you can then meet with me with, and we can start from there, versus you paying a pretty penny to sit with me individually to do it one-on-one. Hey, Sierra, thank you so much. She says, thank you for the information. It's very helpful. You are welcome. And so that's a web application. You can make it look like different things. We have different tools to use. So what we're going to be doing next week, after you have the report, do not come to class without the report next week. We're going to take the report. We're going to use it because we're going to upload the information from the report to the ChatGPT to identify different web applications that you can do. And also we're going to use the knowledge you currently have in your mind, things you know how to do. For instance, I know how to people write books. A web application I'm currently working on that you asks you questions. And then at the end of it, you have a book that's already formatted in a Word document that you can then turn into a PDF, or you can upload into KDP and then put on Amazon. I'm also having one that helps you generate book covers. It's a lot of different things you can do. If you need ideas, you can actually go to the GPT store on ChatGPT and just look at all the different type of web applications people created or GPTs people have created. So that's what we'll be doing next week. If you need any help and you have any questions, you can always go to our school online. It's mindconsulting.com/school to take you to our school community. And in that community, you can ask questions, you can write posts, you can comment, you can access this course and all information from this course, your homework as well there as well. And that's all I have for today. If anyone has any questions, you can put in the chat. I'll be sure to answer it. And I will see you next week for week 2.